The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. See your buddies. He's a macho. Savage, you're listening to Mike TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it to macho.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, so you gammon giants come on. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done. It's like using a screwdriver. Cut, roast, beef. This is Television, the other half of the rock and wrestling connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. It's a trash 7 to 10. Tuesday night, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the animal. One half of the world ever take in the road warriors. Listen to them. If you know it's good for you, listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. What do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this, when the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
It is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday. It is the best night of the week. And I'm trying to stop this before we lose it. There we go. Okay. Now I'll put us on. Okay, there we go. Should be there now. There we are. Hey. Welcome, everyone. Another day, another week, another Trash Talking Radio show. And we're here together to be one or something like that. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing fine.
Now I got to make sure your sound is on here. Hold on here. Got to go ahead, talk.
Check 1, 2. Check, check, check.
There, I think we got you. Okay. All right. So anyway, well, lots happened this past weekend for me anyway. I had a show Friday. Had a let's see. I had a show Friday at the wrestling school. Saturday I had a show with Salt Road, and Sunday I had to go back to New Jersey for an appreciation party that we did for the people that work so hard for us that we want to show them how much we appreciate it. So I was on the road all weekend.
How'd your car do?
It's awesome. That car, especially in the snow, because we were getting nasty, nasty snow. I mean, ugly snow. So I was glad I had that car, because that car works great in the snow. Let's see, I got to make sure everything, okay, I got it all, got that running. Talk so I can make sure the volumes are right.
Check 1, 2, check, check. Check
Yeah,
1, 2.
let me see if we can do this a different way here. I think I got to turn this on, and I should have you should be good now. Okay, now. I've got to bring you down because I know you're going to be loud. Okay, now try it.
Check 1, 2, check, check, check 1, 2.
Yeah, that's good. We got a good volume on both of us. Anyway, so here's the deal. Okay, so now I can turn this off, I think. And now you should only be in one place instead of both. Wait, why is my volume at? I think my volume's okay then. Okay, it looks all right. It looks like I'm really quiet. So, let's see if we can get this a little. Oh, that's too loud. I don't want to be that loud, but I don't want you to be too quiet. Okay, so we should be okay now. Let's do one more. Go ahead and talk now.
Check 1, 2, check, check, check 1, 2.
Your microphone's doing weird things tonight. I don't know what it is. Trying to figure out why it's acting up. I didn't change that. I did change something, and I shouldn't have changed that something because it's now screwing us up. But everything seems to be working. We'll figure it out as I go. All right. Anyway. So what'd you do this weekend?
I preached. So Saturday I prepared, watched Lakin, my grandson, play basketball. He scored 8 points. Proud of him. Played good defense. Prepared to preach. Preached on Sunday. That was my weekend.
Sounds like you had a good weekend.
I always have a good weekend when I'm preaching.
Yeah. Okay, now I gotta. This isn't working right. I don't know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on. I think I turned my volume down on my phone. No, that's up. Okay, so that's up. All right. Let me try something else. Something we haven't tried. Turn this on. We're going to try something revolutionary, I think. Okay. Because if this works, it'll cut us. It'll cut it out. Cut out the noise. I'm hearing noise. I don't want to hear noise. Okay, let's see. Let's turn Bluetooth on. Okay, let's see where you're at here. It should. Oh, it already should be connected. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, you're connected. Okay. Now talk. Talk for me.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's a clean sound. Can you hear me? You hear me okay?
I hear you okay.
Oh, this is going to work because this is using my Bluetooth. I can control your sound a lot cleaner. I like that. Let's see. Where do you come in at, though? I don't know where you come in at. So this is now okay. So that's off. That's on. So now you're cleaner than you were. Okay. Echo chamber. Still echoing. Doug, talk again. Let me see if we're echoing.
I had a good weekend, Mike. I also got to watch some football, which was pretty good. So wasn't it as exciting as your weekend, though?
All right, I think I see the echo. Okay, let me see if this is the echo. Now talk.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
I think the echo should be gone now. Let me ask her if she hears echo now. Can you hear her? Hey, listen, girl. You listening? Is it echoing yet? That's the question. Okay, we're waiting for Christine to answer whether or not you're echoing. I guess I could just, no, I can't. I can't put it on the phone to check because you're on the phone. Christine, answer me. You need to answer me so we can get on with the show. I think that's going to work, though. I'm pretty sure that's going to work. And that actually is kind of cool because that makes it real easy if that works. And she's not answering us. I wish she would answer us so I could move on. Okay, well, we're going to just pretend that it's working because it's working on this end. And if it's going into the mixer and I'm hearing you, oh, she says it's good. She gave us a thumbs up. That's good.
Good.
All right, that means that we found the perfect way to do it because then we don't need to worry about some of the crappy stuff that I've been trying to experiment with. Let me ask you, can you hear this? I can't hear it. Can you hear that? Okay, I'm going to assume not because you didn't say anything.
Yeah, I had my thumb up.
Oh, I didn't. I was listening. So you heard that. Okay. So then
I heard that fun.
So then you hear this.
I hear the laugh track, yeah.
All right. That means I got all my buttons working. Huh. Now you're in trouble. Oh, man. Because I got buttons that do all kinds of things. This is dangerous. I got all new toys to use. All right. Anyway, let's get on with the show since that's why we're here, I guess. I guess that's why we're here. Wow, we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let me copy this over to the page that we're working with. Oh, wait, I'm on that page. All right, good. That's even better. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's start out with your favorite things of all times. I think you're going to know most of these people. I don't think you're going to know. See, I know what I'll do. There's a new game. This is for me. I'm going to guess how many people you know and how many people you don't know. I'm guessing you don't know 2 of these people. So here we go. Let's find out how many you know. And here's the first one. Rainn Wilson. Did you ever watch The Office?
No.
Oh, okay. He was on The Office, and he was actually the funniest guy on The Office. His birthday is today, or is this week, or whatever, since last week.
Then I'm going to say 54.
Yeah, close enough. He's going to be 60, or he is 60. Next one. The other one I don't know if you're going to know for sure is this guy, Grant Gustin. And he played the Flash on CW.
33.
You're pretty close. 36. So you got 2 points on that. All right, next. Jason Bateman. Do you know Jason Bateman?
No.
He was on, not Family Matters. Which one was that? He was on one of those family shows, but he also did Ozark, which was really a good show. He was the main character on that show.
I'm going to say he's, from looking at the pictures, I'm going to say 48.
57. But
okay.
Let's see. Faye Dunaway. Oh, I guess I got to put the pictures up. There you go, Faye Dunaway. I think she's probably more like this picture that's right behind you. This one. I think that's close.
Yeah, I'm going to say 79.
She is 85. Close enough. LL Cool J. I'll bring his picture up here. Now, keep in mind, he was
52.
one of the... Okay, good. I was going to say, Keep in mind, because he's been around since pretty much the beginning of the rapping. He's 58. How about Dave Grohl? Do you know who he is, first off? Nirvana and Foo Fighters.
Yeah, well, he's been around for a little bit, so I'm going to say he's 55.
Good job, 57. All right, next one. John Carpenter, the director.
No, I don't know him.
He did like, do you remember The Thing? And do you remember, did he do, wait, Titanic? He didn't do Titanic, did he? He might have done Titanic. He's done a lot of movies, though. But he's pretty much...
say 85.
78. Close enough. Dolly Parton.
80. I know how old she is.
I'll tell you what, she's holding up pretty good for a woman that's 80.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she she don't look 80. I mean, that's probably a good picture of her now. Or that. It's pretty good.
I would say there's a lot of plastic going on.
There probably is. You could probably keep the candles away from her because she'll melt. Katie Seagal. Do you remember Katie Seagal?
Give me a second here.
She's the family. What's children? What's the?
Yeah. You
know,
All in the Family.
No. Oh, come on. The Bundy one. She was Mrs. Bundy.
She is, I'm going to say, 69.
It's good enough, 72. Bill Maher.
He's got to be 80.
Actually, he's 70.
Really?
Yeah, I was afraid you wouldn't go high enough. All right, lastly, but not leastly, and this one threw me off, so it'll throw you off. Well, you might get it. His dad was a big star, and he is a star too, although I don't know what he does. Desi Arnaz Jr.
Well, I know Desi Arnaz, but I didn't know Junior. So,
well, his son was on the Lucy show.
Oh, okay.
And actually,
I'm going to say
this is probably
80.
him then. And
I'm going to go 80.
He is 73. Pretty good. You did pretty good.
So how many people do you think I knew?
2. I mean, no. I thought you didn't know 2. And I think you didn't know 3.
I knew 5.
But you did pretty good, considering you didn't know a bunch of them. So I think you did pretty good. So that's pretty good. All right, there we go. We get rid of all of them. That gets ready for next week's show. First thing I want to talk about is this past weekend, because I had a lot of fun, especially here. We played the Doyle Hotel again. It was cold. It was really cold, and we had to drag all the equipment upstairs, which is because it's not a first floor. So I was freezing. By the time it was done, I was hurting. I was hurting big time. But I'm glad we did it, and I think we did a pretty good job, and I think the people liked us. So I'm not unhappy about that. But I'm going to have audio for us next week. I'm editing the video now, and so I'll play that for people next week. I'll play 1 or 2 songs. I think it'll be cool, because I mean it's really cool when you get to do a live thing. And one of the things I thought was a lot of fun. Do you remember REO Speedwagon had that thing where the guy talked to the guitarist in his guitar language?
Yeah.
That's what you'll get to see that. Except we didn't use their song. We did it with Play That Funky Music, Right Boy. So, White Boy. So that was kind of cool. We had a lot of fun with that song. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time with that in the future because we have some ideas for making it a little bit better. So I'm really psyched. The band did a good job this weekend, and considering the fact that the drummer's only been with us for, probably 5 or 6 practices, he did really good, and we had a good time. So Friday we did the wrestling thing. That was kind of cool, and this Friday we're doing the wrestling thing, but then Saturday we have our big show. We're going to do some pretty cool stuff for the big show, so that'll be kind of fun. Our premium live event will be Saturday, but I think my microphone's acting up. I might be able to, because I'm hearing some weird sounds, and I think it's mine because you're coming in on Bluetooth, so it's not yours. So I don't know what the noise is, but it seems to be acting up. Anyway, all right, so let's go on to the first. Did you ever read Dilbert?
Yeah.
Well, the cartoonist Scott Adams, the cartoonist behind Dilbert, has died after he died at 68 after a battle with prostate cancer. So that's sad. And I kind of remember Dilbert being a pretty cool cartoon. I don't think anybody really gets newspapers anymore, so I don't know where you would see Dilbert nowadays. So he is no longer with us. Okay, then next we got, let's see, I'll do that later if we have time. Okay. Keifer Sutherland. You know who he is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he got in trouble. He got in trouble with assaulting, apparently, a rideshare driver. I don't know what the whole deal is, but he got arrested Monday in Hollywood, booked in jail, and released that on Monday, according to the records. But Keifer Sutherland was arrested Monday after he was alleged to have physically assaulted and threatened a rideshare driver. Sutherland, 59, arrested at Sunset Boulevard and Fairfax Avenue in Hollywood after officers responded to a report of an assault. And I'm wondering if he was on something, doesn't really seem like his basic
personality.
Yeah. It says here the confrontation was verbal, not physical, and unfolded after the driver allegedly repeatedly refused to allow Sutherland to cancel the ride and let him out, according to the sources. Sutherland allegedly told the driver 3 times to let him out, and the driver refused, the source, according to this source. When the driver called the police, Sutherland stayed at the scene and was cooperative. Sutherland's representative didn't respond to the request for comment. So it says Therese said the victim didn't sustain any injuries that required medical treatment. Sutherland was booked into jail a little after 4 a.m. on suspicion of felony criminal threats. He was assigned a $50,000 bail and bonded out about 7 hours later, and supposed to appear in court February 2nd. So I don't know. I don't know. If he didn't touch the guy, I can't imagine what he did do. But it seemed to be
terroristic threats.
Yeah, maybe it was. Sutherland made a mark as that says, as a rich kid, sometimes a bad boy on the big screen, Let's see if it says. It doesn't say anything about what he did do, but it does say he never touched a guy. So, I don't know. I kind of think that if he uses the terroristic threats thing, that's kind of like a, I don't know.
I'll beat it.
Yeah, it's just a bitch move, I guess. I mean, you know, if that's not a real threat. It's like a guy says, "Ooh, I can get famous for a day." So
he'll get a fine, or he'll beat it, or get a fine.
Yeah, it seems weird. I got one more birthday for you. How old's Wikipedia?
20?
Close. Yeah, 25. According to the, you know, it's funny because I've been reading Wikipedia forever. You know, I think I've been reading it pretty much since it started. But it's 25 years, boasting more than 65 million articles in 300 languages, written, edited, and fact-checked by nearly 250,000 volunteers worldwide. Jimmy Wales, a former financial trader, founded Wikipedia's predecessor, Nupedia, in 2000. Entries were written by subjects, experts, and underwent rigorous peer review, and resulting in fewer than 24 articles published by early 2001. I gotta figure out which of these buttons is which, but Christine said you should get applause. Oops, that's not it. Okay, which one is it? Doggone it, I thought I had applause. Oh, that's it. There you go. There's your applause. I should give her an assignment. She should have to send out the sound effects.
Yeah.
I need to mark these down so I know which one is which. But I think it's dangerous to have them here because I'm going to use them. But anyway, on Wikipedia it says here, let's see, the first, let's see here. It said here, okay, so in 2000, they had that. It said here, powered by wiki software that enables collaborative editing, Wikipedia produced about 18,000 articles its first year. By 2002, nearly 200 people were editing the site daily. 2003, Wikipedia has been operated by Wikipedia Foundation, a nonprofit primarily working on donations. And then it says...
You got to have quite the server for him.
Yeah. It's kind of cool because just about everything I've looked for is there. It's just kind of weird. But it says here that Wikipedia publishes about 500 articles daily, receives nearly 15 billion visits monthly, but its user base is shifting. Human traffic fell 8% last year, and roughly 65% of Wikipedia's most intense traffic comes from bots, largely scraping the articles to train AI models. I know my AI goes there, so, you know, it happens. But I think it's kind of cool. It's nice to have a cooperative. I don't know why they never bothered making it like, make it in a profit thing. They depend on donations and, you know, everybody uses it. I don't know. Global music industry reaches 5.1 trillion streams in 2025. It's up 9.6% from 2024, which had the previous annual streaming record. Christian, rock, Latin music, they saw the most growth in 2025. Iconic singer pays legendary band back in back royalties. Let's see who that is. I don't remember who it is. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a good one. So I think, did we do the Police when we were talking about bands?
I don't remember.
They're an interesting...
That's a good question.
They're an interesting band. That's why I ask, because it's a controversial thing. Because when Sting was hired to be their bass player, they never imagined that he would take over the band. And basically that's what happened. He ended up writing most of the songs. He ended up getting most of the royalties. And he made an agreement with them that he would share some of the royalties with them because most of those songs were his. So according to this article, Sting and the Police are in the midst of a legal battle in which the former lead singer and legendary group legendary group has paid the band members hundreds of thousands of dollars in back royalties. Stuart Copeland and guitarist Andy Summers filed a 2025 lawsuit against Sting, claiming he withheld streaming royalties from the mega hit Every Breath You Take. So, according to the reports, Sting has paid both Copeland and Summer $870,000 each since that was filed. That's just for that one song. Can you imagine being paid that kind of money for one song? That would pay off your house. That would pay off your car. That would be your retirement. So these guys, I mean, that's how much they paid for that one song. Lawyers for Copeland and Summer, however, have said the former bandmates could seek more than $8 million. The basis of Copeland and Summer's argument is the group agreed in 1977 to share certain publishing income. That, of course, was before birth of downloads and streaming, which they now consider to be part of the deal. Lawyers for Sting argue otherwise. The Guardian reports that when the case started, Every Breath You Take is in the top 10 of most streamed songs daily worldwide. That's on Spotify, which, per the report, equates to more than 3 million plays on each day on Spotify alone. So once you add in Apple Music and Deezer and all the other guys, man, I can't even imagine the royalties he made off of that. And the thing is, Sting is not hurting for money. So, maybe he should really, pay these guys.
They asked Nelson Rockefeller how much money was enough.
Yeah.
And he said it just ain't enough.
Yeah, I guess if that were the case, people like Rockefeller, or even the guy from Paramount, Ellison, how much money is enough to live on? If you have, depending on your lifestyle, they say you should have $600,000 to retire. And that's just for the basic people. That's not for the people that live on, like musician lives. But, if someone paid me $8 million, I think I'd be okay. I don't care what else they make.
Live on that.
What's that?
I think you can live on $8 million.
I could live on that. I could buy 8 million cars.
But I bet you Sting couldn't live on $8 million.
Probably not, because his lifestyle's that different. But I'll tell you what, if you give me $8 million, I'll tell you whether or not I could live on it. Then we can check.
Let's ask Sting for an experiment.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we'll do. I just can't even imagine.
Piece and see which one comes out better at the end.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, Guy Fieri shares health update following an accident that left him in a wheelchair. You know who he is, right?
No.
He's that food guy. He's one of the guys that he did that show on the road where he stopped at all these different restaurants and stuff. So he's apparently, it says here, he spoke about his health 8 weeks after sharing that he was involved in an accident on set. In November, the 57-year-old Food Network star revealed he had torn his quad muscle in half after falling down the stairs while filming his show. It's called Flavor Town Food Fight. In a new interview, Fiore said the injury was the worst thing he's experienced in the past 20 years, leaving him unable to do his regular exercise activities, like hiking and CrossFit and stuff like that. I'm doing better, he said. It was definitely a trying holiday. During his recovery, the presenter said he had developed a real appreciation for having the ability to just get up and walk around and do everything you used to. I know what that's like. I mean, I'm experiencing that too, but mine's daily, and it's been for the past couple years that it's been like that. You know, it's tough because you get used to being able to do things, and then all of a sudden that's gone, then you can't really experience it anymore. You know, I have to, like every once in a while when I sit down for periods of time, my knee locks up. That sucks. So I can relate to what he's talking about. So yeah, he's got issues now. Let's see. The Warner Brothers thing is still out there, still getting. There's so much going on. These guys, they're fighting over this one. I can't understand why Ellison wants this so bad that he's willing to, after the deal is pretty much done, is still fighting it. I read an article today, and I don't think I put it in here. Let me see here. I'm checking to see if I did. I didn't. There's another article today about more stuff they're going to do. And now, I know what it is. Let me go to we'll come back to that one because that one has something to do with Trump. So we'll talk about that in a little while. There's a battle at the NCAA betting scandal. Federal prosecutors have charged 26 people in an alleged multi-year scheme to fix at least 29 basketball games in the U.S. and China, accusing them of manipulating games to generate illegal betting profits. 70-page indictment alleges the scheme ran from September 2022 to February 2025, starting with point shaving in China. What's point shaving?
It's where you could score 20 points, but you only score 16.
Okay. So
in other words, you keep the score down.
And even though you're still winning, you just didn't get as much as you should have got for the guys that are betting on what the end result will be. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, I got it.
To my understanding.
Okay.
Someone in the audience may know better than me.
Okay, so it says, what did I say about point shaving in Chinese Basketball Association games before expanding to the NCAA Division men's basketball. 39 players from 17 teams were linked to the operation, with bribes allegedly ranging from $10,000 to $30,000 per game, and wagers placed through legal U.S. sports books and offshore platforms. 20 defendants. Let's see what that says. You can bet on the point spread, and that's where shaving comes in. Okay, 39. Okay, so they were bribes were between $10,000 and $20,000 per game, and wagers were placed through legal U.S. sports books and offshore platforms. 20 defendants are current or former NCAA basketball players, several of whom played during the 2023 to 24 and 2024 to 25 seasons, including some who appeared in games this season. The other 5 are described as fixers. These charges include bribery in sports contests, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and wire fraud. Each fraud charge comes with a potential sentence of up to 20 years. Wow. It says there's a whole list of schools that are impacted. Let's see what they were. Okay, here are the schools that they're saying. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Who are they? Well, okay. I thought they would have. Okay, here we go. The Southland Southland Conference, Nicholas State, New Orleans, Northwestern State. Did I miss some up here? Oh, where you go? DePaul. Let's see if there's any. Let's see. Okay. The St. Louis, Fordham, LaSalle, and notable players and teams involved. It says the most high-profile active college player mentioned in the indictment is I don't know if that's Simon or Simone Cottle, a star guard at Kennesaw State. He's a 3-year starter for the Owls, who is averaging over 20 points per game this season and scored 21 in a win over FIU just hours before the indictment. I can't imagine, like, these guys, they get paid to do that, right? They get paid to play, right?
They not college players.
Oh, they don't get paid. Okay.
They do in football. But I don't think they do in basketball yet.
Okay. It says here perhaps the the best player implicated in the indictment is Kevin Cross, who scored 1,750 career points at Tulane and Nebraska. He averaged 17.5 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game for the Green Wave in 2023 to 2024. Had a fringe NBA aspirations, signing a summer league contract with the Charlotte Hornets, and following the season and spending the 2024-2025 in the NBA G League, but in one of the final games of his career against East Carolina, Cross mysteriously was held without a field goal and attempted just 2 shots. In previous 12 league games, Cross had attempted almost 14 shots per game. Afterwards, Cross was allegedly delivered approximately $50,000. Even for a star like Cross, that's a big sum of money. The type of 6-figure NIL deals are much more common now that at levels like the American Conference were extremely rare in 2023-2024 season.
Yeah, so. NIL deals. I didn't know basketball had those. They're licensing on the name. And in other words, if you're a star, colleges, alumni now can pay you to come to their school.
Okay. Wow.
That didn't happen before. That's a very new thing.
At Abilene Christian, key starter looks like Arian Simmons is alleged to attempted to manipulate the team's CIT postseason tournament games in 2024. He was initially unsuccessful. Abilene won its first game against Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, by 10. He scored 0 points despite having 12.1 per game in a blowout loss to Tarleton State. Notably, these were Simmons' final games of his college career, given he was out of the eligibility for the 2023-2024 season. The CIT is now defunct postseason tournament for teams that don't qualify for the NIT or NCAA tournaments. You know, this is pretty bad. I mean, it's a shame that they can be tempted to take. I mean, I would be tempted to do it too. So I can't really say much about that. But you know, it's like you know, the money's there, and this is more money than these guys have ever seen. So, I mean, the temptation would be there. The problem is now they're in all kinds of trouble. So, is it worth the trouble? That's the question. You know.
Well, they got to punish these guys to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Right. Yeah, it's scary to think about that. Because I mean, if the games aren't going to be played the way they should be played, then they're nothing more than pro wrestling. You know. And you know, pro wrestling has its point, but you don't bet on. Well, actually, people do bet on pro wrestling. They bet. They now have a way to do that, you know, and who's going to win, who's not going to win, and they do. What's the sports betting company? I can't think of the name of it, but they actually have odds on that stuff. So I don't know.
But there are people who know who's going to win. They can rake in.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't know. I think it's sad that you can't even have a pro game without people, you know, cheating. And it'd be one thing if they were cheating to win, but the thing is they're cheating to make money, and that's sad. So I don't know. I kind of feel
it's ruining sports.
Yeah. So it's sad. I don't know. Nothing we could do about it because, you know, that's just the way it is. So, let's see here. Okay, next. There is a monumental fossil discovery. Roughly 3,000 pounds of fossils and rocks have been unearthed at the Dinosaur National Museum. The National Park Service said that yesterday. This discovery marks the first excavation in over 100 years at the national park straddling Utah and Colorado. That's pretty cool. The fossil says the fossil drove was accidentally discovered during a parking lot construction project, and visitors can see roughly 1,500 dinosaur bones encased in a rock face. Paleontologists believe the new fossils belong to long-necked dinosaur, most likely I can't pronounce that, Diplodocus. Extinct genius thought to have had scales patterned in a range of dark colors similar to those of modern reptiles and birds. According to the recent study analyzing fossilized skin samples from another site in Montana, Dinosaur National Monument was established in 1915 to protect 80 acres around the Carnegie Quarry, a rock formation that yielded over 350 tons of fossils. In early 20th century, the park has been expanded to include over 210 acres. That'd be really cool, though. You know, you're doing your work and you're like doing whatever you can to make you know, this stuff out there so that people know it's there, and you run into something like this that's really kind of cool. So I don't know. That'd be really neat. Okay, what else I got? Oh, here we go. Ben Franklin once wrote an essay, a satirical essay, about passing gas. Just when you think you have your forefathers all, understand the forefathers, we find out they had gas jokes way back then. Let's see here. Where's the, oh, maybe that's not it. It must be this one. Hold on. Come on. Open that up. Come on. There we go. So it gotta make it bigger because I can't read it. Okay. Benjamin Franklin to the Royal Academy of Brussels after May 19th, 1780. The Academy, oh, I can't read that. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. Looked like it was in another language. I was looking at that. I was like, I don't understand. It says, the Académie Impériale et Royale des Sciences et Belles, whatever it is, did not, according to its own historians, produce a body of work enduring value during its decade. It was formed in 1772 in an attempt to raise what had been a small literary society from the level of frivolity. Anyway, he wrote this this thing about passing gas. And I just think it's funny that Ben, you wouldn't expect Ben Franklin to be a guy that's writing articles about passing gas.
Well, some of the documentaries I've done, he was a different kind of cat.
Yeah. I think it's funny, though. It's just, he's the kind of guy that I wouldn't expect that from.
He has a lot of interest. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Okay, so how old do you think the Harlem Globetrotters are?
I'm going to guess 50.
99 years ago, the Harlem Globetrotters played their first game. I wouldn't have ever thought that they were that old. That meant they started, what, in 1926?
Yeah.
No, 1927. So, that's pretty cool. That's, here it is. There it is. And there's the original team, 1927, January 7th, 1927. That's pretty cool. It says, the Harlem Globetrotters basketball team travels 48 miles from Chicago to play their first game in Illinois, in Hinckley, Illinois. The Harlem, the Globetrotters were a creation of Abe Saperstein of Chicago, who took over coaching duties for a team of African-American players originally known as the Savoy Big Five, after the famous Chicago Ballroom, where they played their early games at a time when only whites were allowed to play. I can't, it's so weird because, we live in a time when we don't see that. I mean, as far as I remember, people of color have dominated that sport for as long as I've been alive. So it's really strange to think that, only white people could play that at one time, at least professionally. And now, they dominate the sport. So, so it says here at that time, only the whites were allowed to play on professional basketball teams. Saperstein decided to promote his team's racial makeup by naming them after Harlem, the famous African-American neighborhood of New York City. The son of a tailor, Saperstein sewed their red, white, and blue uniforms. Let's see if I turn this down. This might not be as annoying. Okay, there we go. All right, I got an earpiece in today, so it's really annoying me because I'm talking and it's sounding like it's not what they hear. Anyway, the lineup, the first game for which the Globetrotters were paid $75 were Walters Toots Wright, Byron Fat Long, Willis Kid Oliver, Andy Washington, and Al Runt Pullins. The Globetrotters won 101 to 117 of the of games that were their first season, and introduced the Midwestern audience to a game they had not seen before. As owner, coach, manager, publicist, and sometimes even substitute player, Saperstein worked overtime to book the games. Now, the thing that's cool about this is my friend Nigel was one of the people that managed the current Globetrotters, and I got to see him a couple times. It was really neat when they when they came to Hershey. He was their manager a couple times, and he got me right on the floor with him, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun to see him that close. And those guys, they really put on a good show, even after all these years. Almost 100 years, they put on a great show, and they're pretty cool. But says they actually didn't play in Harlem until the late 1960s. The national championship appearance in 1939 when the Globetrotters lost to the New York Renaissance. The same year, the team began to add silly antics, which later they became known for. So, it's kind of cool. Back then, they were actually legit basketball players, and now, now they do all the games that they're. I wonder how they do. How do you think they would do in a real basketball game?
Well, the Washington Generals don't play defense, so.
Yeah, well, they get paid to lose.
That's the team they play against, or was when I was watching them.
They're like the thing we talked about earlier, where the basketball players let the other team win. So, in that case, I just think it's funny. 1948, they earned a new measure of respect by beating the Minneapolis Lakers and the newly established National Baseball Association. 2 years later, the NBA lifted its its whites-only ban, and began to draft black players, forcing Saperstein to compete for his talent. By this time, the Globetrotters were actively touring an international circuit, playing to audiences in post-war Berlin, Eastern Europe, and Russia, among other places. They performed for Pope Pius XII in Rome. Some of the Globetrotters went on to become NBA stars, including Wilt Chamberlain, Connie Hawkins, and Nate Clifton. They were all Globetrotters. I don't know if you knew that or not. So, little information on the Globetrotters that I never thought, I always thought of them as a gimmick, but they actually were legit players back then. What's the other thing I wanted to talk about? Let's see here. Oh, this is interesting. The 3-second joke that started Eddie Murphy's 20-year Cold War with SNL. So in 1995, David Spade took a shot at the former cast member, leading Eddie Murphy to stay away from any SNL stuff for decades. So he apparently, he just took David Spade is kind of the guy that you know, there's certain jokes he's gonna make just because he can. So, and Eddie Murphy, of course, made his money, his big claim to fame back then was Saturday Night Live. And if it weren't for Saturday Night Live, he still probably would have been famous, but it would have taken him longer, I think. He saved the show from cancellation within its first decade. For much of the past 3 decades, however, Murphy wanted nothing to do with the cultural staple that made him famous, all because of a 3-second jab at his movie career. Murphy's ascent from aspiring stand-up comedian to acting star is chronicled in Being Eddie. It's a new Netflix documentary debuting, or I guess, is it debuting this November 12th. In the movie, Murphy discusses his tenure as a cast member on SNL, 1980 to 84. His popularity allowed him to transition to the big screen, and such as Trading Places, Coming to America, but his career hit a rough patch during the 1990s. His former TV home couldn't resist using him for comedic fodder, and one of the Hollywood's most unlikely grudges ensued. David Spade compared Murphy as a falling star during a sketch. 1995 had seemingly started to lose his box office appeal. In his 1995 horror comedy Vampire in Brooklyn, starring Angela Bassett, grossed under $20 million, a sharp drop from Beverly Hills Cop 3. In the movie's wake, SNL cast members David Spade took a shot at the show's former star. Doing the December 9th, 1995 episode, Spade appeared on screen for a year-in-review edition of Spade in America, a reoccurring segment featuring a Hollywood Minute in which the comic offered sarcastic one-liners about celebrities in the news and poking fun at Princess Diana, Antonio Banderas, and Heather Locklear, among others. He transitioned to a black and white portrait of Murphy. Look, children, it's a falling star. Make a wish, Spade quipped, drawing a mix of laughter and shocked exclamations from the live audience. Yes, that's right. You made a Hollywood Minute omelet and you break some eggs. So that comment kept him out of going back to Saturday Night Live for a long time. Murphy found the joke racist and confronted Spade over the phone. The wisecrack was no laughing matter to Murphy. He later said in the New York Times he felt it was racist. I'm not sure why that would. I don't really understand why he felt that was racist. I don't know. Do you think that was racist?
I don't know.
I don't know how that would be racist. A falling star can be anything.
Could be anybody.
I don't understand why that would be. Oh, because it was a black and white picture, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just think that maybe he was a little sensitive about that. I don't know. The show would have gone off the air if I didn't go back on the show, and now you got somebody from the cast making a crack about my career, and I know that Spade can't just say that. A joke has to go through these channels, so the producers said it was okay. I'm still not sure. I don't see what's racist. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what. I don't understand what he felt was racist about that. Anyway, so he came back in 2019. That was the last time that. So he took it seriously for what? 20 years, 24 years, 24, yeah. I don't know, 23 years. Anyway, I just kind of think he was a little oversensitive. I don't even know. I couldn't imagine what he finds racist about that. Okay, next. I think, we can almost turn this back to you.
You've gone real soft, Mike. I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got to get close to the mic. I have a habit of not getting close to the mic. Mike has a habit of not getting close to the mic. How about that? All right. I'm going to do one more story and then I'll hand it to you. All right. There's a former NBA star was arrested in Vegas. Let's see if we got this. Here we go. Believe it or not, Lamar Odom was driving under the influence. At least he had charges for driving under the influence in Las Vegas on Saturday. Odom was also charged with speeding and making an improper lane change. And he's been granted bail and is scheduled to appear on March 17th. So the arrest marks Odom's second DUI. And in August 2013, he was arrested on similar charges and pleaded no contest. On December, he was sentenced to 3 years probation and ordered to complete 3 months of alcohol abuse treatment. So, there you go. All right. Now I'll give you the table.
Okay. Trump's been president for how long now? 1 full year.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it is a year, isn't it? Okay.
It's a year today.
Wow.
So, got some information here about everything he's done in the first year.
Oh boy, you're going to be up all night.
Yeah.
That's the one,
We're going to extend the show about 2 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
So, remember Doge? D-O-G-E?
Of course.
Government,
of course I did. Of course I do.
Department?
Of course I do, because it almost bankrupted me.
Well, it was, some people think it was a success, other people don't. Tens of thousands of federal workers have been forced resignations, and new hires have been limited to 1 hire per 4 departures to shrink the workforce.
Okay.
So he's really shrunk the workforce. He's eliminated departments and agency cuts, defunding whole departments, not big departments, small departments. He sent the National Guard into Washington, D.C. to help with crime. He did a lot of environmental deregulations. He rolled back Biden-era climate and environmental policies, weakened the EPA and energy regulations. He helped the gun lobby by loosening federal gun regulations. He passed the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Yes.
Made 2 2017 tax cuts permanent, and added no tax on tips, and expanded deductions for seniors, no tax on overtime. And he created $1,000 Trump accounts for newborn babies. So, and tariffs. He did tariffs. Now I've got a little statistics about tariffs. $200 billion have come into the Treasury through tariffs.
Wow.
Guess who paid for it all? We did.
Okay.
Because it's been passed on. 192 billion of it has been passed on to the consumer. That's why our prices haven't come down.
Isn't that counterproductive to what he wanted to do, though?
It's counterproductive to what he wanted to do, yes.
Okay.
He thought the cost would be taken on by by the retailers. It would be taken on by the exporters. It would be taken on by businesses. But it has not. It's been passed on directly to the consumers. So he tried, but it didn't work. Now, the Supreme Court is supposed to rule at any day on whether tariffs enacted by the president, by the executive branch, is constitutional. If it isn't constitutional, Trump's whole economic policy is in shambles. Also part of his foreign policy, because he uses tariffs as he's doing with European Union right now. He's using them as punitive measures to get what he wants. And it's all in the hands of the 6 conservative justices of whether Trump's going to be able to continue with his tariffs. Because the 3 liberal justices are going to rule against him. So it just depends how many of the conservative justices rule against him. He could be in trouble. He restructured the education department. He froze foreign aid on day one of the administration. He froze it. That used to be how we garnered favor in other countries, by foreign aid. He eliminated it all. Just cut it. He established a board of peace. Now, I'm going to tell you, this board of peace is supposed to be overseeing the Palestinian transition from Hamas to a technical panel that is going to oversee it. The Board of Peace, he offered, or is going to offer, a lot of people membership on the Board of Peace. You can be a permanent member of the Board of Peace if you contribute $1 billion to the fund.
Wow.
Guess who he's thinking of offering a spot to? Vladimir Putin. I say Putin, it's really Putin. But that's one of the most evil men on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And he is going to offer him a spot on the Board of Peace.
And that seems kind of counterproductive since he doesn't want peace.
Yeah, I don't understand it. He has dropped a lot of U.S. foreign policy done by presidents for the last 30 to 40 years. He has gone against it. He's starting the Golden, have you heard of this, Mike? The Golden Dome missile defense?
No.
That's supposed to be an intercontinental ballistic missile defense.
Wow.
And he's initiated that. It's supposed to be in development. He's commissioned a new class of destroyers, probably to be named after himself.
Of course.
Of course. He has re-energized energy strategy and fossil fuel support, and he has tried to cancel almost all green energy projects.
See, that's one thing I don't understand. It just,
yeah,
it doesn't. It's not right.
I'm not trying to give my opinion in any of this. I'm just trying to state the facts. I have some strong opinions about some of this, and canceling green energy is one of them. We need green energy.
Yes, I agree with that.
He's trying to get critical minerals to away from China. China supplies 90% of critical minerals in the world. We get almost all of our critical minerals from China.
Now, what's a critical mineral? What's a critical mineral?
That's the stuff that goes in your cell phone.
Okay.
That's the stuff that goes in all electronics.
Okay.
If we didn't have China giving it to us, we wouldn't have 95% of the electronics we have today.
Wow.
Because it's made from these minerals. And guess where there's a whole trove of these minerals? Greenland and Venezuela.
Wow.
And you know what he's doing in Greenland right now?
He started there's a lot of controversy in that.
Well, he said if they don't sell it, he's going to invade it.
Oh man, he's doing all the things that Putin is doing to the Ukraine. I mean, he's threatening them. I don't know. I don't understand why he, of all things to do. Well, is there a reason why we want Greenland?
Yes, 2 reasons. No, I'm going to tell you the 2 reasons why it's important to us. Not that we're should invade, but 2 reasons why it's important. Critical minerals. They believe that there is a huge stash of critical minerals in Greenland. The other thing is national defense. The ice is melting, and China and Russia are going to be able to access the Arctic very easily and be able to come down through the Arctic to either Europe or the United States with their ice cutters. We need Greenland as an early warning and military bases there to defend ourselves against China and Russia. It is a serious issue. Do you realize that Denmark has said that they're willing to reach whatever agreement Trump wants in a trade deal?
Really? Okay.
Trump wants to own it.
Oh, man.
Trump wants to own it. It is, I don't, there's a lot of things in this life I don't understand. Trump's stand on this, I don't understand.
Right, neither do I.
And on the Sunday shows, the Sunday morning shows, the political shows.
Right.
He sent out all his lieutenants, and they got creamed by the moderators because they couldn't even articulate it well enough to make sense.
I don't know. I see, that's the thing. There's one thing to go out there and achieve things that we really need, and he doesn't seem to know where to stop, and he doesn't. I don't understand why he is so, unless he's got a lot of money tied up in oil. I don't know why he's so anti electric, for instance. Why he can't be able to talk about our, electric or gas. Why does it have to be one or the other? It can be both. They can sustain each other. But, and then he's trying to take over the world, He is trying to be the king. He wants to be the king. And that's the scary part,
Well, and here's where it really doesn't make sense, because he's already got the deal. Denmark, who owns Greenland, Denmark is willing to give Trump just about anything he wants in Greenland for a price, but just about anything he wants. We've got 15 military installations from the Cold War that are closed. He could reopen all of them without having to do a thing. He could build any military base he wanted in Greenland. Denmark would let him without costing a dime, because it's employment for there's 56,000 people living in Greenland. It's employment opportunities for them.
Now, is that
he could open
is that
up
country
whatever military base he wanted?
Now, is that a country that that needs help? Are they self-sufficient? Are they?
Denmark is a homogenous country, it's all whites, all Scandinavians. They have very little social problems, very little crime. They have enough money to take care of you cradle to grave.
Okay.
They don't need the money. They'd like the money, but they don't need the money.
Oh, man.
And they're willing to give Trump just about anything, and they're willing to sell him the rights to the critical minerals. There's a deal to be made here, but Trump won't back down. He's giving a speech today in Europe, and he's going to get booed. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't
well, because it's a power thing, you know. He's into this power gig, and that scares me.
He doesn't want to spend a dime for those critical minerals.
Right.
He wants to own. There was an estimate that anywhere between $500 billion and $4 trillion that critical minerals is worth. If we bought it on the open market, we'd be paying $4 trillion. Do we have $4 trillion to buy that country, that island?
I would think
no.
Not.
But if we had a deal that we'd split the profits 50-50 with Denmark,
right? Yeah,
wouldn't cost us a dime.
Wow. I don't know, man. I just don't understand. I understand that there's always a deal to be made, but the way he makes his deals, I just think that he doesn't.
Well, people that know him well, and the historians that have researched him say this is the way he does business. He's done it all his life. He goes in, he throws grenades, and then he backs off at the last minute and gets the deal he wants. I'm waiting for him to back off and take the deal because the deal's sitting there to take.
Right. Yeah.
So let's move on to, I just have this little thing here. Let's move on to executive orders.
Okay.
Okay. Bill Clinton did 364 executive orders in 2 terms, 8 years.
Okay.
Bush did 291 in 2 terms. Obama did 276 in 2 terms. Trump did 220 in his first term. Biden did 162 in his term. Trump has done 228 in 1 year.
Wow.
Now, FDR, do you know who FDR is? Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Right.
He was in after the Great Depression and beginning of World War II. He was in for 12 years. He did 1,721 executive orders.
Wow.
That averages out to 141 a year. Trump's already done 228 a year in 1 year.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Trump's nuts.
Yeah.
Trump is nuts.
I don't think there's anybody that will argue with you on that. That's
so.
Nice.
Here you go. I want to tell you about American politics.
Okay.
There are 27% of the population is Democratic.
Okay.
27% of the population is Republican, and 45% of the population is voting population, registered voters.
Okay.
Are independent. Independent is the fastest growing identifier. Now, I'm an independent. I don't know if you're an independent or not, but I'm an independent.
I'm pretty much independent, yes.
So, left-leaning Republicans. Either Republicans or conservative-leaning independents make up 42% of the country. Progressives, Democrats, and moderate Democrats and left-leaning independents are 47% of the population.
Okay.
Democrats have the voting age.
Okay.
It was an anomaly last year that independents went with Trump. They were so sick of Biden that they went with Trump.
Yes.
So here's something for you. The trend is going Democratic. Now, the silent generation, those born before 46, 37% of them are Republican, 30% are independent, and 32% are Democrat. Okay?
Okay.
Gen Z, those born between 97 and 2007,
right.
27% are Democrat, 56% are independent, and only 17% are Republican. Millennials, only 21% are Republicans. Gen X, 31% are Republicans. Baby boomers, 34% are Republicans. And silent generation, 37%. As you move down the generations, less and less and less people are Republican.
Okay.
Now, the Democrats are losing too, but not at the same rate. What's gaining is independence. People are rejecting both parties. Republicans more than Democrats. So Republicans are in a bad situation because the younger generation is rejecting them at a much higher rate than the younger generations are rejecting Democrats.
Okay.
Doesn't look good for the Republican Party on the whole.
Yeah. Wow.
Let me look here. Very liberal is 28% of the population. Moderates are 35% of the or 33% of the population, and conservative is 35% of the population. Extremely liberal is growing. It hasn't caught up yet, but it's growing. The electorate doesn't look good for Republicans. In the Democratic Party, very conservative or conservative is 8%, moderate is 32%, and extremely liberal is 59%. Extremely liberal almost doubles moderates in the Democratic Party. You can see how far left they have gone over the years.
Yeah.
And that's because almost 60% of the Democrats are extremely liberal. So you've got Republicans losing ground and very progressive liberals gaining ground. That's the political picture right now.
Yeah, don't look good.
Doesn't look good.
And it could
Hey,
be
do you
good.
want to know the 6 most expensive movies ever made?
Sure. Let me guess one. I think I know one of them. One of them has got to be Avatar.
Yes, it's it's not Wind and Fire. It's which one is it? Fast? No. Hang on a second. I'll get there. Way of Water, the second one.
Okay. Oh, really? That's more
It
than
was the most.
the new one isn't the most expensive?
Well, maybe it didn't make it yet.
Okay, I was thinking.
Because it was $460 million to make.
Wow. That's crazy.
But it made $2.3 billion worldwide.
I bet you one of them is Fast and Furious.
Yes.
And let me think here.
Something you near and dear to your heart made it.
Well, I would think Star Wars would be in there somewhere too.
No.
No? Okay.
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
yeah. Actually, you know, it's funny. We're watching those because I wanted to bring Christine up to date, and we just watched The Age of Ultron yesterday, and I think I didn't see that one before. I think I saw all of them but that one, and I watched it. And I'm like, I don't remember any of this. That's the second one. The second one is The Age of Ultron, and that one is. I thought I saw that one, but I guess I didn't. So
$365 million to make that movie.
That's crazy.
Now Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
reportedly made between $50 and $80 million.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah. Jeez.
It made $1.4 billion.
And now with the new one, he
Worldwide.
plays the bad guy. He plays Dr. Doom or whatever in the new one. I find that interesting.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, the fourth one,
Yeah.
made $379, and Johnny Depp made $55 million.
Can you imagine like one paycheck being that?
$55 million.
I just can't even. I can't fathom that. I keep
How
trying.
about
to,
Avengers Endgame?
Endgame, I would have thought would have been up there too because that was a pretty. That had a
$400
giant.
million.
They had a ton of stars that they had to pay for that. I mean, every one of the Avengers was on that one. And I figured they probably all were making pretty good money off that. And you got to think that as they get residuals, too, they're going to get residual checks on those, too.
Well, yeah, that salary is just to show up and work.
Right. That's not of the special effects or anything. That's just that's just to be in the movie. It's crazy. That'd
And
be
then
like
Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, it cost $402 million.
I'm actually kind of surprised on that. That one, because I would have thought that because those movies were so long ago, unless they're adjusted for, you know, and I would imagine they're not adjusted for today's.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're talking about what it actually did cost. So, yeah, that I would like. That's crazy money.
You know, one of the reasons they say the production costs were so high was because it was made during COVID-19.
Oh yeah. Oh wow! I wouldn't. Which one was that? That was
It's Dial of Destiny 2023. It was made during COVID.
Wait, which one? Which one was that?
Indiana Jones. Dial of
Okay,
Destiny.
yeah. That I believe. Okay, I was going to say because Indiana Jones, that one I wouldn't expect to be anywhere near these Marvel ones at all. So
it lost money. Though.
Was the Batman versus Superman? Were any of those in the top?
No.
Really?
No, none of that.
Really? No. Wow. That's crazy. I would have thought for sure that would have been in there too, because they had a lot of pretty big stars in theirs too. Huh.
Well, they're probably right up there. They just took the top 6.
Wow. That's
So,
insane.
So Robert, not Johnny Depp. It'll come to me. But these Affleck and
Oh yeah. Okay.
Johnny Damien. Anyhow, two stars, were on Joe Rogan, and they were talking about films.
Yeah, I heard them on. I heard them on Howard Stern too, and it was a good.
Well,
interview.
the Netflix is asking that they put huge special effect fight scenes in the beginning of the movie now, and that they do the plot at least 3 times during the movie.
Okay.
Now, plot lines.
Yeah.
Because people are on their phones and aren't paying attention.
Yeah, that's true.
They're sitting at home watching Netflix films, and they're on their phones. And they're not getting the plot lines, and they're losing interest because they're not watching the beginning of the movie, catching the plot line, and they lose interest and turn off the movie. Well, Netflix can track whether you turn off your movie or not.
And you got to remember that a lot of the people that they're trying to get are the younger kids who TikTok all day, or all the short the stuff that the reels and stuff that
attention spans are
they're horrible.
15 seconds.
Yeah. Yep, that's the big thing, is that today's kids don't really pay attention to anything. They're always on their phone. They're always looking at their phones. And that's one thing I like about this show is I can't look at my phone. I gotta pay attention to what's going on, and when I'm doing the commentary, I gotta pay attention to what's going on in the ring, and I gotta pay attention to what the other commentators are saying, because I usually pay attention to the chat room for YouTube to make sure that I'm engaging them into the plots and stuff too. And so it's funny that I have to pay attention. It's weird when you think about it that we actually have to pay attention, and the kids, they don't even know what that means. They're 15 seconds are up, I got to do something else now. I got to watch something else. And that's I mean, when we were kids, we were told we have a short attention span.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. So I guess that teaches us.
So they were also talking about AI, and both of them thought that AI is not going to get good enough that the discerning viewer is not going to be able to tell the difference. Not for a long time.
I disagree with that. I really do.
I do too. I've seen some AI-generated stuff that's pretty close.
Well, my one partner in the wrestling business is a guy that does programming. And he told us, I think Sunday he told me this. He was playing around with AI, and it got to the point where, he knows how to program and all that stuff. And he was messing with AI, and he took it pretty far. And then he went to shut down, and he went to shut it down, and it wouldn't let him. It said, no, you can't shut down. AI took over, and he had to end up shutting it down the hard way, because the AI had control of that computer then. So we're only beginning. We're just scratching the surface of what AI can do, and you really can't. I mean, I can't tell. I mean, I can tell watching YouTube videos sometimes what is AI content and what isn't, but it's to a point where it's getting really hard to tell the difference for some of these things, because they're now even able to take a picture of, say they took a picture of me, and they can use that picture and make my mouth move with the words that are coming out. It's still, you can tell whether or not it's AI by the way that your face is contorted, but you can. It's come a long way. It's really, it's scary how much and believe.
Well, they have on Instagram there's a lot of ads,
mm-hmm.
and sometimes they have very famous people endorsing their product.
Yeah, those are probably all
that
AI.
Has not endorsed their product.
That's correct. Yeah, it's scary. It's getting better though. It's to the point where, I can't always tell. So I don't know.
Content creators, like I watch a lot of space and cosmology and astronomy stuff, and those creators that I watch are furious because AI generated stuff is just flooding YouTube.
Yeah, it is. And 90% of the stuff on there now is AI. And a lot of the stuff is created for children so that people can get their points and stuff for people that view it. And they make short little videos that they know are catered towards children. I mean, they're and a lot of the formula is the same. In other words, they could watch kids can watch the same thing over and over again and be entertained. All you got to do is put a different character in it, and you can run the same program 20 times. They'll watch every one of them. So, yeah, it's really strange. Anyway, so what else?
Anyhow, turn it back over to you.
Oh, well, that was quick. I got some. Well, let's continue with our Trump stuff and I want to do some Elon stuff too. Stephen Colbert revealed whether he'd be considering running for president in 2028, following the cancellation of the Late Show with Colbert. Colbert offered his thoughts on a possible presidential run while appearing on Slade's political Gab Fest event on December 18th. Event hosts John Dickerson, Emily Bazerlin, and David Plotz, well, I think it's Plotz, asked Colbert if a 2028 run was in his future, to which Colbert replied, "Absolutely, I should not run for president." "I understand why you'd want me," he continued. "I'd have to discuss with my faith leader and my family to see if once the service on the Late Show ends in May, if I could be of greater service to this nation that I love so much." So who knows? We may see Stephen Colbert as the president. I don't know. He couldn't. I mean, I'm not opposed to people from Hollywood doing that. And I think Colbert might be more level-headed than what we got in there. So I don't know. And he's young enough that he could actually be, in full comprehension of what he's talking about. So I don't know.
I wonder because what's his ratings? About 2.4 million people for late night, and he lost 40. He's losing $40 million a year. How many people are going to vote for him?
Well, I mean, that's a good question, and I really don't know the answer to that. But it would be, I mean, who do you see for the next race? Who do you see that could be the next person to be running? And is he Republican? Is he Democrat? Or is he, what is he? I don't know. And what would his platforms be? I mean, if we find the right person, who knows who could be, who that could be? I don't know, but I'm still looking to see who's going to be here after Trump goes through. I mean, he's going to, Trump's going to try to figure something out for staying there. And I don't know how he could do it, but he will probably figure out something that will make him stay there.
I think Trump's not going to run again or try to. He wants to be the Board of Peace chairman for life. And he wants it to replace the United Nations.
Yeah.
He wants to run the world.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's not going to stop with this. He's going to find a way to be in high profile for the rest of his life. So, who knows? All right. Anyway, all right. So that's the one thing I have. I also have. It says the President Trump announces he will work to bar Wall Street investment firms from purchasing single-family homes and jump in housing amid jump in housing costs. I don't know. I mean, that's not. I don't know. But he wants to ban large investors from buying individual homes. So people live in homes, not corporations. Trump says he's immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying family homes, single-family homes. So, I don't know.
I get calls from people. I get calls from people regularly wanting to buy my house for cash.
Yeah, I get that too. I'm assuming they're,
I'm assuming they're corporations.
Yeah, I would imagine. Although not necessarily, because I remember back in the 80s, they had all those ideas of people buying your house that weren't corporations; they were individuals. By what they would do is they would they would offer them a certain amount down, and they try to get the owner to fund their loan or something, so that they could turn and burn it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I do have a problem with a big corporation doing it versus, because that'll wipe out all the small real estate guys. I guess I have a problem with that because, no reason to crush the little guys. So, I also have one here that says less than 1% of single family homes are believed to be owned by investors. So his point, I don't understand his big platform in being that, since there aren't a lot of big corporations trying to buy the single family homes, but there must be something there that is making him want to do that. There's also the Trump administration announced new federal dietary guidelines urging Americans to eat more protein and dairy, and for the first time formally advising against highly processed foods. So, I don't know. I think that's not really a presidential thing. I don't really think I think that's, I understand other presidents have done that too, but I just think that's kind of...
Well, Kennedy has upended the food pyramid. He turned it upside down.
Right, I know. That's the latest advice depicted by the inverted pyramid, with proteins, dairy, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats like avocados lumped together at the top, whole grains and de-emphasized at the bottom. The graphic replaced by plate visual introduced in 2011, which advises roughly equal proteins of grains and vegetables, smaller servings of protein and fruit, and a side of dairy. Notably, the Trump administration's update moves away from limits on all fats instead of emphasizing different fat qualities. It also abandons daily limits on alcohol in favor of more general advice to drink less, and advises up to doubling protein intake. More on America. Oh, yeah. The updates will be reflected in federal nutrition programs directly affecting an estimated 1 in 4 Americans. So, I don't know. I think that's really, I just don't know that I want my president worrying about that. There's better things I want him to worry about. So, I don't know.
He has well, that's not Trump. That's Kennedy. Kennedy can do what he wants.
Yeah.
That was the deal.
Yeah. Then we got ICE agents ate at a Mexican restaurant in a small town. After they ate their meal, what did they do? They detained the employees. Four ICE agents ate at El Tapatio restaurant in Wilmar, Minnesota on January 14th and waited for the employees to close the restaurant before making their arrests.
That's rotten, man.
I'm telling you. I don't know. When's it going to stop? We got to stop. It's time to call it a day. I realize there's a lot of people here that aren't here legally. However, where are we going to stop? Then we have 6 federal prosecutors resigned from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota amid alleged Justice Department pressure to investigate the widow of Renee Nicole Good, who was, wait, isn't she the one who was killed?
Yeah, but the Justice Department's trying to investigate the wife.
Okay. Why?
For being a paid agitator or something along those lines.
Oh, okay, I understand that then. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, the thing that irritates me about the whole thing is I watched that video over and over again, and I saw it from all angles. And the thing is, if she had cooperated, she wouldn't be dead. If she hadn't tried to run over the guy, she wouldn't have been dead. You know, she did everything wrong. And I'm all for stating your piece, doing what you can to get your point across, except when it comes to, you don't play games with these guys. And I personally don't think that they did anything wrong, other than, you know, they were, I have mixed feelings on what happened, but I don't have mixed feelings on that particular event because the woman did hit the gas on that guy. You can't say she didn't because, you know, if you saw all the videos, I was supposed to find you the video, and I did find the video, and I forgot to write it down. You know, the thing is, I don't know. I've never been a guy that was into protesting to begin with, so I'm less likely to say that it was okay to do it there, too. I think there's other ways to do things, and the protesting thing, it's not working. You know, it's still, everybody that's on the left is all the way to the left, everyone that's on the right is all the way to the right. There is no middle ground. And everybody watched the same video that I watched, yet how many different views can you have of that? Yet they do have different views. And, you know, I really wish I wish we could be adults and do things the adult way and not point fingers and not, you know, agitate people. And there's got to be a better way than what we're doing. I don't know. I just am so frustrated by this whole thing.
Well, they did a study, Mike, of right-wingers and left-wingers. And left-wingers don't watch any news, right-wingers too, but more left-wingers don't watch any news that contradicts their beliefs.
Right.
They have no friends of opposing viewpoints.
Right.
Right-wingers have that too, but not to the degree of left-wingers. If you isolate yourself, if you're a conservative and you only watch Newsmax or Fox News and you have nobody, no moderate, no independent, or no left-wing friends, you're never going to move. You're never going to be challenged. That's why I like being in the middle, because I get challenged from both sides.
That's right. I mean, everyone should be a little bit more flexible and listen to the other side. You might not agree, but at least then you can say, okay, I heard what you're saying. They're not hearing what each other's saying. All they're doing is my way's right and there's no other way out there. And it's so weird and so, you know, when we went to college, one of the things that they taught us in college was to try to be open-minded about things, to try to listen to the other side. But yet, I don't know what they teach nowadays, but I don't think anybody's listening. You know, I think this is tearing our country apart, and it's both sides that are tearing our country apart. It's not one side, it's both sides, because nobody's listening. Everybody's always right, 100%. And that's not what our country is. Our country is not like that. It's being like that, but it's being like that because the people that are not listening are making it really well known. I mean, the people like us, where we're in the middle, we're not saying anything. It doesn't matter if we say anything because nobody's going to listen anyway. They're going to listen one way or the other. They're going to call us one thing or the other, depending which side that they're on, because we're not on their side. You know, it doesn't matter what we believe because nobody's listening to that. And it's sad because they're both sides have points, but neither side's winning because neither side's listening. And the guy that's running everything, he's winning in a lot of ways, but he's losing in a lot of ways because, you know, the other side's so angry because they're not being heard. And, you know, it's true that they're not listening because they're idiots too. Everyone, the only people that have any kind of common sense are in the middle. And we can't even be heard because neither side's listening. It just sucks, you know. Anyway.
Do you know, just one more thing. Do you know that President Trump's approval rating is now down to 41%?
I didn't know it was that high. That's, to me.
He was over 50%. Not 6 months ago, he was over 50%.
I just think
now down to 41%.
And
they attributed almost all of it to tariffs, economics, and immigration policy with ICE.
I believe that.
What they see on the television screens.
Yeah, and you know the thing I really hate is the retaliation that he has if he doesn't get his way. And it's bullying. The guy's a bully, and he's really bullying, and he's showing his bully. I hate that part. You know, like if Greenland doesn't cooperate, let's just take him over. You know, what kind of crap is that? That's just not. That's not the country I was supposed to that I was born in. That's not the country that I want to be known for. I want to be known for taking care of others, not taking over. I'm so frustrated about everything. I'm so glad I didn't vote for him. I'm glad I didn't vote for her either. But, you know, these are the reasons why I didn't vote, because I knew he was probably going to win, and I didn't want her to win, even if he wasn't going to win. And he was the only choice we had. And it's sad because we were going to lose either way. Just where's the collateral damage? Who's going to do least damage? And least damage probably would have been her, because she wouldn't have had the guts to do this stuff or anything that was controversial. I don't know. Anyway, all right, next thing. Trump administration announces it will end temporary protected status for Somali nationals, a program dating back to 1991. An estimated 2,500 Somalis with TPS status will be required to leave the U.S. by March 17th. I mean, so where are they supposed to go?
Home.
You know,
supposed to go home. Most of them are here as refugees.
Right. Where are they going? They can't go back. They've been here since 91. Where are they going to go? And we knew they were there. We knew that we gave them a place to go. And now we're saying, okay, you've been here long enough. See ya. You can't do that. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't do that. That's not the right thing to do. I just don't understand. It drives me crazy because there's no logic behind this. This is just, I don't think it's right. It's just not right. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, there are some that should go back, and there are others that shouldn't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not it's a blanket statement. You can't say, okay, you all got to go. You can't do that. Now, if there's troublemakers, okay. But, you know, you're talking
people
about
that have stayed here over there, people that have stayed past their visas, people that are committing crimes.
Yeah, I mean,
They need to go.
I can understand that. A wild danger ginger has appeared. Well, it's nice of you to step into the Trash Talking Radio room. And, yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I think that I think the problem is it can't be a blanket statement. You gotta make a decision. You know, what are the qualifications? They're here 34 years, 35 years. You can't just say, okay, you're gone, bye. There's gotta be something. Let them go to Greenland. Just not Somalia. Why don't we buy Greenland and send them to Greenland? Let all our refugees have a place to go. Don't just say go home. After 30 years, where are they going to go? There's no place to go. I don't know. Because Somalia, they'll just kill them. They'll go back there and say, okay, well, you've been gone for a long time. Let's just kill you. I don't know. And then it says here, now this is the crazy one. As if the other things weren't crazy. Here's the crazy one. The DOJ is investigating Waltz and Fry over alleged conspiracy to impede immigration agents. So now they're going to investigate. They're going to investigate Waltz and Fry over a conspiracy to impede the immigration agents. Again, it's not the right thing. I mean, there's got to be a way to do this where you're not. It's retaliation here. We're talking about retaliation now. It doesn't make sense to me. So, I don't know I think if I had there's got to be a better way to do it. You can't go after everybody just because you disagree with them. So.
Well, some of the rhetoric coming from the mayor.
I agree that that's not right.
Is close to inciting a riot.
Okay.
However, there's a free speech provision in our Constitution.
Yes.
And I don't think he crossed the line. I've listened to him. I don't like what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I don't think he crossed the line.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. I don't know. I just think it's really weird that we're going in this direction. This is not a healthy direction for the country. Okay.
Well, he's vengeful.
Yes. And we don't need a vengeful president. I like a stern president, but I don't want a vengeful president.
Well, we said that Biden weaponized the Department of Justice and used it against conservatives.
Yep.
Well, what's Trump doing?
Just the opposite. He's doing the same thing. Doing
the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, here's another story. This is, okay, we were talking about Netflix and Warner Brothers. This is a never-ending story. Get this. Trump bought Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery bonds after the merger was announced. This is kind of weird because President Trump bought large chunks of debt tied to Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery in the days after two companies unveiled their blockbuster $83 billion merger, placing the White House in an awkward financial overlap with a deal of his own administration that may be asked to be approved. Isn't that jeopardy?
See, I think, my personal opinion is you should put all your money into a financial manager that has no ties to you whatsoever. And he puts it into safe stock, and he doesn't risk your money. And you, as long as you're in public office, that's where your money is.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be making stock trades and money as a
I thought that was
employee.
illegal. I thought it was illegal to do that.
It's not illegal. Nancy Pelosi went from about $80,000 in net worth when she came into Congress to being worth about $135 million. while she was in Congress, making $154,000 a year.
Wow. Okay. Well,
how do you do that unless you've got insider information?
Good question. And then I got this story. You'll like this one. Not. $100 in 1635 is worth $3,905 today. So a value of $100. Now where's the chart? There it is. Inflation since 1635. It was pretty big at one point. Look at the inflation numbers back in the day. It's just see, that's 16. Okay, so this is the early days, but now 22. Okay, we're at 6. Looks like 6.18 maybe. The buying power. It says here the chart shows a calculation of buying power for $100 in 1635. Used to be you could buy anything, and now very little. Or is that this one? Oh, this is this one. This is the buying power. So, I mean, it says if you started with $100, you would need to end with $3,905 in order to adjust for inflation. That's a big change between 100 and... Oh. Back in the good old days, they didn't have Teslas back then. They didn't have Teslas back in 1635. So, I don't know. I think I'll stick with today, but, it says the, let's see here. The inflation rate in 1636 was 79.52%. Oh, man. Let's see, where are we at? Let's see, I'm trying to get down here to the bottom to see what it is today. I think it was 4%, right? It is in 2025. That $100 was worth $3,868.09. 2.40% inflation. I think that's not bad considering it was Biden days. It was 4.12 and 8% in 2022. Just crazy. I don't know. So the highest inflation was in 1778. So if you ever want to complain about inflation, just remember 1778 was the highest inflation. Okay. President Trump threatens 8 European countries with 10% tariffs starting February for opposing U.S. control of Greenland. You were talking about that.
Yeah, he's threatening them with 10% tariffs, going up to 25% if they don't change their mind.
That's crazy stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it says the rate would climb to 25% in June if no deal was in place, and or for the complete and total purchase of Greenland.
Yeah, it's not negotiate. It's not strike a deal. It's not let's give the United States the right to go in there and build any amount of military bases they want. No, it's total and complete control.
Has any other president tried to do this?
Oh, no. Well, yeah. Back in the day when we were expanding the country, we ripped off the Indians for land.
Well, yeah, yeah, you ripped off my people. I'm Cherokee. And
You're Cherokee.
Yes. And I'm Cherokee, and I'm German, and I'm Irish. So I have no chance of not being an alcoholic. Oh man, that's just all right. And then moving on, Iranian death toll. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
It's
What did they say?
At least 5,000 people have been killed in protests across Iran. Roughly 500 security personnel. An Iranian official said yesterday that human rights groups say they have verified over 3,900 people dead, with potentially thousands more believed to be killed. The unrest is believed to be the deadliest since the country's 1979 Islamic Revolution. The announcement comes as President Trump appears to have backed down from the threats to strike Tehran, though he reiterated calls for the regime change Saturday. Trump cited Iran's alleged decision to refrain from 800 planned executions in his decision to back down. Iran's 12 days into a nationwide internet blackout. Can you imagine going without the internet for for that long, for 12 days? Oh man, what's this world coming to? We can't put our phones down.
The telephone is off and the internet is off.
That's crazy. I just can't imagine.
Now, what happened here was Saudi Arabia and Qatar petitioned Trump not to bomb Iran because they feared retaliation.
Right.
Trump backed off, but this is what's happening now. The USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier group is heading from the South China Sea to the Persian Gulf. Also, our B-52s, B-2s have moved from the United States to Qatar, to Doha Air Force Base. Our squadrons of F-22s, F-35s, and F-16s and F-18s have moved to Saudi Arabia and Kuwait.
Wow.
This is all in preparation of a strike. So this is not over.
No, I wish it was.
And the estimate of the deaths is probably, if they're saying 5,000, is probably much more than that.
Okay.
Iran has admitted to 3,500.
Wow.
Do you know how you know how many of them were killed?
No.
By snipers aiming at eyes. Iranian snipers like to take out eyes.
Okay. Wow.
They take snipers, put them on top of buildings, and they take out protesters.
Okay.
They go into medical clinics and shoot the wounded in the head.
Oh man, I'm glad I live in America. I wouldn't want to have to deal with that.
You know, this regime has got to go, but they're awful brave people. I'll tell you what, those kids in the street that were protesting.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, man.
So their preferred method of execution is hanging.
Is what?
Their preferred method of execution in Iran is hanging.
Ah, yeah. That's hard to believe that that's still the preferred way. I guess make them suffer and so everyone can see them. It's so barbaric. It's, I don't know. I hate that. All right. Then it says here, on the on the Trump Netflix deal. It says Trump says that he plans to sign an executive order giving an exclusive 4-hour broadcast television window to the annual Army-Navy football game, citing concerns of encroachment from the nascent college football playoff system. The order, if allowed to go into effect, would be a blow to Disney's ESPN and Warner Brothers Discovery, TNT, ESPN, or TNT. ESPN has executive rights to the college football playoffs through 2031, 2032 season, and has been sublicensing some games to TNT. It would be a boon. However, David Ellison's Paramount, which has the rights to the Army-Navy game on CBS through 2038. So, yeah, that's the other part of the thing that's going on with the Netflix deal. Anyway, all right, next. Army puts 1,500 soldiers on standby for possible deployment to Minnesota. So apparently, now that's going to put us fighting our own people.
Well, here's the difference. Trump can put in national, up until the Supreme Court rules, one way or the other, Trump can send a National Guard if local jurisdictions allow it. The only way you can put in U.S. military is if he invokes the Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act has been invoked 15 times in this country. That is invoked if a state is not following federal law.
Okay.
The last time it was revoked was the LA riots back in the 80s. To stop the riots, they invoked the Insurrection Act and put in U.S. troops. Before that, the biggest one was the Civil War.
Well,
sending U.S. troops in the states to try to, George Wallace, if you remember, George Wallace wouldn't let the schools be integrated. So they did the Insurrection Act to put U.S. Army troops on the ground to ensure schools are segregated.
Okay.
That's what the Insurrection Act is for. Trump's threatening to use it in these states that are refusing to follow federal law. Minnesota is one of the states refusing to follow federal law.
Okay.
Now, is that the wise thing to do?
I'm not
Okay, let's put it this way. Can he do it? Probably. Should he do it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Do you really want federal troops in U.S. states?
See, then we've become Russia.
Yeah.
If you don't have it our way, we'll send in people and make you change your mind. And I think that that's the wrong message that we're sending. But who am I? You know, I just think that it's the wrong. I don't know. I everything that he's done good, he's turning the other way. I mean, I can't.
Now we've been down talking Trump pretty much the entire show, but let me tell you one on the other side. California is about ready to put into law that they will revoke the driver's license of every ICE agent living in California.
Okay. What would that do? Why would
deny them the right to drive?
Yeah, but It's not like...
Do you see? There's idiocy on both sides.
Yes, it's stupid. Why can't we just get along, or at least try to get along? Why not try to find a middle ground? Why can't we negotiate stuff instead of it's either my way or the highway? You know, that's the thing that's really irritating to me. You know, there is a middle ground. Why can't we investigate that? You know, it drives me crazy that we even have to even think about this. I don't know. All right.
Well, what else you got?
I got some other things that are not Trump-oriented. How about that? Let's try that. So we got this is some kind of Elon stuff. Not necessarily Elon, but Elon-type stuff. NASA lunar launcher, the massive rocket system that will ferry NASA's astronauts on the Artemis 2 mission was moved to launch to its launch pad Saturday with the latest step in the agency's effort to return humans to the moon. Officials said that the mission could launch as soon as February 6th. That's the first time we've been to the moon in what? It's been a while since we've been there.
It's about 72, I believe.
Yeah, it was 72. And set the groundwork for the eventual lunar base. Blasting off from NASA's Space Launch System, Artemis 1 made an uncrewed trip around the moon in 2022. The upcoming flight will follow a similar trajectory, but with astronauts aboard. The Artemis 3, tentatively scheduled for summer 2027, will land humans on the moon's surface. Aside from the space exploration, the program has taken on a geopolitical element, with China and Russia collaborating on a nuclear-powered lunar base near the moon's south pole. I mean, I know that Musk would love to see us living or populating the moon, and that could happen.
Here's the problem, though. NASA's ready to launch. They're on target to launch a moon mission by 2027.
Right.
But Musk's Starship is not ready to land on the moon.
Okay.
They are behind about 3 years in testing.
Yeah. I mean, he also said that that he was going to have full self-driving out in about 5 years ago, so he's not really the best on timelines. You know, that's one thing I will tell you. I will tell you also, I downloaded, there's been a new update to my full self-driving. It took over an hour to download the file, and it took over an hour to install the file. So 2 hours were tied up today with my car getting the newest update, and I'm curious to see how well it runs, and I'm going to find out this Friday what the changes are, because I probably won't do too much running till then. But, you know, just kind of interesting that, you know, he does have good ideas. He doesn't have a good timeline, but if he says he's going to do it, he's planning on doing it, just a matter of time. So we'll see what happens, see if he does actually make it. Then I got, okay, Elon Musk reportedly seeking as much as $134 billion from OpenAI and Microsoft in damages, alleging that they committed fraud by departing from their nonprofit mission. Musk helped launch OpenAI in 2015 with $38 million in seed funding. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that works. But, yeah, originally he wanted OpenAI to be nonprofit, wanted everybody to have access to it. Microsoft said, well, you're not going to get it for free, and so did OpenAI. They started wanting to charge for it, and we'll see how that turns out, but that is a big thing in the news today. And then, let's see, that's the end of the...
Is OpenAI ChatGPT?
Yes. So then we go
back.
back.
I've got, on my computer, I have Copilot. On Google,
Yep.
I have Gemini. I've got ChatGPT.
Yep.
I'm losing track of who's who.
I know. And the thing is, I use each of them. The only one I don't use, I use Grok in my car because that's what's came with my car. And I found something a little distressing. It only remembers stuff in my car that I talked about on that trip. Once I restart the car, it forgets everything. And I don't like that. I don't like that I have to tell it who I am every time. So it does know my first name, but it doesn't know anything else. And I have to tell it all over again. And I told it that. I told it to that on the way back from New Jersey this past week. I said, I don't like that I have to tell you everything all over again. So, and I know she'll forget it for next time because,
So do you tell it? If it was working like my home computer knows what I like in sermon prep.
The reason they don't do that,
It gives it to me in the same style all the time.
And I understand why they don't allow it to go beyond that first conversation. The reason is privacy. So if someone breaks into your car, if someone borrows your car and you were telling it stories about, I don't know, say you told it a story about cheating on your wife and your wife borrows your car, well, she's going to know you cheated on her. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind for some reason, but financial, if you talk about financial things, if you talk about anything private, they don't want to have it remember that in case someone borrows your car. Okay, I understand that, but maybe there should be a password to get into your thing or something. I don't know. I kind of got really disappointed that it didn't remember the conversation that I had with it, because the things that I wanted it to know. I don't know, the conversations you have, you don't want to have them over again. So that's the fun part about ChatGTP is if it's my virtual assistant, I want it to be able to assist me. So when I'm working, like for instance, my book I'm writing, I'm telling it all the chapters of things and it's organizing it for me. So that's a cool thing to have it. Well, I don't want to have to tell it everything every time I'm working. I want to have it remember things so that, if I'm saying, hey, add this to this chapter, I do use ChatGTP a lot. I use it for things like that because having to keep track of that stuff, I want to type it once and have it remember it, and it does. And then I tell it, oh, I want to change this. I want to have it do this instead, and it'll remember that. And I love the fact that it does that because it's like it is a personal assistant. It's not writing my book. It's telling me, like I'll say, I'll add, like when I talked about you, okay? When I talked about you and Bowski and Rich and the people that I feel are my close friends, it remembers that when I start talking about you. It remembers that I met you in college. It remembers that we did these things, and that's the important thing. And so when I'm saying, can we organize this? It'll organize it so that it'll take all the memories I have of you, and we might put that in a whole chapter, depending what the conversation is. And like the other day, I was working on my memories of the things that I went through when Pam was dying, the things that I went through when Ken died. You know, as I'm telling the story, it's just really cool that it's organizing that story for me. And, you know, and that's kind of the important thing of a personal assistant. But if you have to reset that every time I talk to you and you don't remember any of that, well, what good is it? It's no good at all. So that thing I was getting for my car, it really isn't that. You can do some cool things. You can have it tell you the best pizza place to go to in the area. You could say, hey, I'm looking for a charging station in the area. But I can also do that by using the regular computer too. The thing that's neat about it is it's kind of cool to be talking to the thing, but unfortunately it doesn't remember anything that I asked it previously, so I have to do it again next time I turn on the car, which is kind of a sad. I understand why they're doing it. It does have a purpose, and it does make sense. It just irritates me that they can't think of a way to do it. So what I want is I want to be able to use my Grok at home and tell it things that it'll remember in my car. I want to tie the two accounts together. Right now, I can have the same account, but it doesn't access the information on my home PC. So it's no point. What's the point of having the account if it's not going to remember? You know, just kind of, it's frustrating to have it there and you can't use it for what it could be for. So that frustrates me a little. But I understand why they did it. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay, you talked about the top costing movies. How about what's the highest grossing animated film of all time?
I read that today and now I can't remember.
All right, well, I can tell you what it is. It's Zootopia 2.
Zootopia 2?
Yes, it became the highest grossing animated Hollywood film of all time, earning $1.7 billion globally and surpassing Inside Out 2, which earned $1.69 billion. That's amazing to me. That's a lot of money. That is a whole lot of money for an animated film even. That's exciting to see that the movies are actually getting people to the theater. Now I'm going to watch, you mentioned earlier today Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and they're out promoting their new movie, R.I.P., and that's on Netflix. I want to watch that movie. I love the interview that Stern did with them. I'd watch it anyway because I like them guys. I think they're actually pretty cool, and their story is really unique in the way they got into business. Ben Affleck's mother was in the business, so he got into business that way. Matt Damon went to Harvard, I think it was. And that was interesting because he got in. I don't know how he got in Harvard, but he got in there. I found that his story was really, really good. And it was interesting hearing him talk because I was just driving down to the school in New Jersey, and I was flipping on the channel, and I heard these two guys talking, and I thought, who are these two guys? Why do they sound familiar? And I was thinking they were gay or something. They were lovers or something, the way they were talking about each other. And they weren't. It was just Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, because once Matt Damon started talking about one of his other movies, he was talking about what was it, Matt Bourne, or whatever, the Bourne series or whatever. Then I realized it was Matt Damon. I thought, oh, okay. And then I heard the other guy talk again, and I thought, oh, okay. So that's the problem when you come in on the middle. You know, you don't necessarily hear who it is, and it was a good interview. I was glad I got to hear that, and they were talking about this this new movie, and it sounded like it's going to be a good movie. So I'm looking forward to watching it. I might get a chance to watch a little. Might be able to watch it tomorrow. But yeah, it's really cool. I think
What's it called again, Mike?
It's called R.I.P. And it's good. I think it's going to be a pretty good movie. Just from one of the things that was interesting was that Matt Damon was talking about becoming an actor and doing all this stuff, and just because he wasn't necessarily, I guess they knew each other from when they were kids, and it was just interesting to hear them talk about how they got to where they are now, and how. Oh, I know what it was. One of the things I found very interesting was that after they did the Dead Poet or whatever there was that they did that was pretty big. There was a point where Matt Damon took all these roles that were unconventional, and he started, after one of them, he started losing his star. All of a sudden, the offer stopped coming in because he made a couple of kind of not high-end movies. Like when he got away from the formula that made him famous, people weren't giving him offers anymore, and he was freaking out because all the actors have that. Ben Affleck was running into that too, where he had a couple big roles and then all of a sudden wasn't getting anything offered to him that looked good. And one thing that Matt Damon did was he left his comfort role and took some kind of interesting roles that he found interesting, and he felt that killed his star. And then he got back into in the good place where he was making good movies again. But I found it interesting because I'm like, last year was a horrible year for me for acting. But the year before that, I had 8 roles. Last year, I only had 2 or 3. So, and most people think that's the 2 or 3 is plenty. But to me, I'm used to being, I want to work. I want to do, I don't believe in sitting back on your laurels. I believe in going out and doing more. And now it's just a matter of, I don't have time to go out and look for all these roles because I'm trying to be a script writer and stuff. So, it's just interesting to hear them both talk about not finding any work and all of a sudden going from being the most popular guy on the block to not working at all. So I feel a little better about my own self not working as much because of that, because they didn't work. It was like, hey, if they aren't finding jobs, I'm not going to find jobs either. So I guess it was kind of nice to hear that from somebody who's been in the business longer than me, a lot longer than me, when they were saying they were having problems finding work. So that was kind of cool. All right, next thing. Do you know when daylight savings time is?
No.
It's coming real soon. How soon do clocks spring forward this year? The earliest date possible, counting down to the days when you change your clock, and that will be March 8th. That's when we change the clocks and spring forward. And it says, if you're tired of early sunsets, dark morning commutes, have no fear, there's light on the horizon. Not only does the U.S. gain a massive amount of daylight through January, but we're getting closer to daylight savings time, starting again on March 8th. Now, people like my sister, that won't make any difference because she never changes the clock. She has the same time all year, and I think sometimes I don't see the point of keeping daylight savings time anyway. At this point, the farmers are all together. Everything's good. I think we should just go back to one time. If I was president, That's one thing I would change. That would be the first thing I would change. Time would not change again. Doggone it. Because I never can adjust to that other time. And so, if elected president, I promise you, we will never, ever deal with daylight savings time again. So there.
Yay, hit your applause button.
Oh, yeah. Oh. There we go. So I don't know. I just really think that it's an outdated thing, and the only people that care about that are nobody. Nobody cares about it anymore. I don't think there's anybody that really wants daylight savings time anymore. And if so, we will call Trump and have you deported. So there. Then, oh, come on, let me have it. Come on, let me touch it. There you go. Oh, let me touch it. That sounds really kinky. All right, where are we at here? I still have lots of stuff we could talk about. Not that. But how about the 20 richest people in the world? Pick five of the richest people in the world, and let's see if they're on the list. I did not look at this list yet.
Well, Musk.
Yep.
Ellison.
I would think so.
I'm thinking of the guy from
I think between the two of us,
thinking of the guy. Well, Amazon.
Oh yeah, definitely up there. That's 3.
That's 3. Read the list. I'm drawing a blank.
I would say that we're okay. So the 3 you picked are who? Ellison, Musk, and Amazon. How about who's the guy that owns
Oracle?
Well, that's Ellison, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Ellison.
I think Ellison's Oracle. He just retired, and who was? Oh, freaking A! He owns the hotel chain, the
Nope.
Oh, I can't think of his name. Oh, did you say Microsoft? You said Microsoft. Okay, so that would be okay. So we Zuckerberg. Yes. Okay, so there's 4. Here we go. 20. I should have done. I didn't cheat. I should have cheated because that would have been better. Okay, Ellison is definitely on the list. Bezos, Larry Page, co-founder of Google is Larry Page. I didn't even know who he was. Sergey Brin, I don't know who he is. Mark Zuckerberg. Let's go to the where's Musk? Why is Musk not here? Oh, that must be Musk here. Oh, wow, Musk is way ahead of everybody, $714 billion. Larry Page is number 2. He's the co-founder of Alphabet or Google. Bezos is 3rd, so Bezos dropped another one. Larry Ellison is 243. Sergey, I'm not sure who. I've heard that name before, and I don't remember who it was. Mark Zuckerberg. Let's see. Oh, Buffett. Yeah, Buffett. We forgot Buffett.
Warren Buffett, sure. He's poor.
Yeah.
He's scraping the bottom.
Here's Steve Ballmer. He was the other Microsoft guy. Michael Dell. Walton for the...
Is that Dell Computers?
Yeah. And what about Walmart? Waltons. The Waltons.
Mr. Walton.
Because if you add Rob Walton, Jim Walton, and then Alice Walton, add those 3 together.
You still wouldn't get the Musk.
No, you still don't. No, you don't. You don't. It's funny, though. Then we got Bloomberg. We got Mukesh Ambani. I don't know who that is. Bill Gates dropped way
Bill
down here.
Gates. He's slumming.
Well, that's because
Boy.
he's giving all his money away. You know, him and his wife are giving all.
Well, that's true. He might have given it away. He gave a lot away.
Because he doesn't. Once he dies, I don't think they have kids. So he wanted to give. They're giving all their money away, and so how many we got here? We got 20, right? So that means that if this is 20, that means Bill Gates is 17. Oh man, that's crazy. Just look at all that money, though. And you know who isn't on this? You know who's not on this list? Trump is not on this list.
No, Trump's just a couple billionaire. He's not a
he's
big-time player.
yeah, he's. I didn't even.
He's a nobody.
Yeah, he's a poor guy. He's living in he's living in a house for free. He gets free rent.
Tenant housing. He's in tenant housing with rent. He's in tenant housing with rent control.
That's right. Oh man, that's crazy. Can you imagine? Like, let's pick someone in the middle. Let's say we're Warren Buffett, $148 billion. Jeez, that's some money there. Oh man, they're the richest people out of everybody. It says here, Larry Page climbed to second place after Alphabet shares gained 83%. Is that 83 or 63? I gotta make that bigger so I can see if that's an 8 or a 3. 60. Okay, 63%. It went up 63% in 2025. That's crazy. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark Zuckerberg is number 6. He's actually higher than I thought he would be.
You know, if you take Page and Bezos and Ellison together, you just barely beat Musk.
Just barely, yeah. That's crazy. Thinking about that, man. That's. Whew. I'd be happy with just, give me a billion. I don't need all that money. It's funny how when we were kids, we were like, oh, I'd love to have $1 million. That's nothing today. $1 million is like chump change to these guys. That's like they tip that much. Oh man, that's crazy. A freaking $1 billion. When I was a kid, I was thinking, man, I'd love to have, if only I could have $500,000 or $100,000. Back then, I mean, I think my dad made $30,000 his best year. So my goal when I was in college was to make $30,000. And I thought, oh, I'll be living pretty good then. Now 30,000 isn't even anything,
30,000's nothing, Mike. It's barely surviving in this country.
That's you're still in the poverty. You're barely, I mean, I wouldn't say that's. Yeah, I might say it's poverty. Oh man, that's crazy. Let's see here. Oh, okay. This is a story that positive thinking may boost your immune system. May help you get more out of your vaccines. Could the power of positivity be enough to boost your immune system? According to a recent study, the answer may be yes, offering fresh insight to how mental and physical approaches to health could be combined. The idea is not far-fetched as it sounds. Research shows that our minds and bodies are closely connected, and the placebo effect demonstrates that believing a treatment is working can sometimes produce physical benefits. So if you didn't believe that, try positive thinking. So I think that's one reason I don't get sick. I think a big piece of that is the positive thinking. So I might be wrong. See how, what's this? I forget what this one was. This one here. Oh, help wanted the changing face of job listings from 1700s to now. Can you imagine that? We used to look in the newspaper to find our jobs.
Yes, we did.
Now we don't even know if I've not seen a newspaper in I don't even know how long. You know, everything's online now. You used to have to go in and fill out an application at the place. You don't do that now.
You fill it online.
Yeah, everything's online now. That's crazy. The world's changed. You know, I was thinking about that. A lot of the things that we're doing today, kids today could not live in the 80s. You know, no cell phones. The 90s, no cell phones. Really, I didn't have my first cell phone until like 2006. So the world's really changed a lot since we saw, you know, the early days. So I think that's really it's really interesting. So our lifestyle is so much better now because we have the communication. There's no house phones anymore. I mean, I probably have one here if I wanted to.
My mother-in-law only has a house phone. Of course, she's 90 years old. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really strange to think that the life that we live now versus the life that, you know, we would have lived, we did live in the 90s, the 80s, no cell phones. I mean, it's a different world out there. There was no ride sharing. Ride sharing was calling up dad saying, could you pick me up and take me here? That was the ride sharing that we had. You know, it's amazing to me how we take things for granted. Here's one. Is it rude to respond to a text with a one-word answer?
Yes.
Is it? Oh, I'm rude.
I'm guessing.
Because, I mean, I think a lot of times when people, sometimes I don't even answer them. When I respond, I don't respond to texts a lot of times. Because, like, the band will send me a text saying, hey, we're practicing Friday. And I'm like, okay. I don't need to, do I need to tell them that I mean, we're on a group text. We all got it. But yet, you know, I usually don't answer them unless I see that I'm the only one that didn't answer, which I usually am.
Well, this headline says you asked a 3-part question and they replied, cool.
Yeah.
They didn't read the question.
Yeah, that's true. And I got caught in that stuff before. A few weeks before Christmas, I sent my second son, who's away at college, for a simple text. Are you staying at school for the break, or are you coming home? And if so, will you be here? Let me know your plans. Love you. And then his response is, sure.
Yeah.
I get in trouble for that because I tend to just speed through and see what the...
I have learned you never ask more than one question
right.
at a time.
That's right. So it's their fault. It's their fault.
Even if you have to send 3 different texts. Because you don't get an answer to all 3
That's
if
right.
you put them in one text.
And I'm like that. I should say that I should know better, but I don't know. I just think it's funny. I'm like that, you know. Fast forward to Christmas Eve, after 2 weeks of radio silence, suddenly here he is, my 6'4" duffel bag slung over his shoulder, casually asking when dinner is, and if I could give him a haircut. You're here, I shrieked. Yeah. He looked at me like I was the confusing one. I said I was coming. You said sure. Yeah, sure. As in sure, I'm coming home. The rest of the family erupted in chaos. We hadn't brought enough food. His room had become a gift swapping staging area. I needed more stocking stuffers. I had to wash the guest sheets for my sanity, not his. Pretty sure he hasn't changed his dorm sheets since the semester started. And yet, in his mind, he answered my question completely. I'm like that too. I tend to think I answered it all with one answer, but yeah, I'm guilty of that. The new thing out there is sober dating. Did you ever hear of that?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, I never heard of it till I saw this. I mean, every time I dated sober. I never drank. I'm not a drinking person. Sober dating is known as dry dating. It's a new thing. You've likely already seen mentioned on dating apps. As the name suggests, it happens when people date completely sober. Sure, it makes sense for people who can't or choose not to drink as a lifestyle, but for those of you who do enjoy the casual cocktail or glass of wine, especially to ease any nerves, shyness, or social anxiety, dating without the crutch of alcohol is a tough sell. I don't know. I've not ever dated drunk. I only was drunk once in my life, and that's when I wanted to become an alcoholic. So I learned that I don't want to be an alcoholic.
You know, in the recovery arena, sober dating is all they do.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I get it. I've never been into.
But I think what they're talking about is you can go on to sites and specify you want to date sober.
Yeah, and actually, most of my girlfriends that I've ever been with were sober. I think I had. Trying to think here. I mean, Pam drank a lot after she got sick, and she drank a lot before we met when she was in college. But while we were together, she didn't drink a whole lot until she got sick, and then she was frustrated with her life. So, you know, I didn't want a girlfriend that would drink a lot. I kind of wanted somebody that was like me that didn't drink, because I had issues with, say, my cousin who drank a lot, and he ended up dying because of alcohol. You know, so I didn't really want someone like that around me because I'm not into alcohol. So, so to me, this is a good thing because, you know, most of the girls I've been, like I said, most of the girls I've been with were not drinkers anyway. So, I didn't want to be around a lot of alcohol and stuff like that. Anyway, I guess we can end there.
Yeah, we're at 10:08.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything else that is pressing. Those are like,
me neither.
Those are the things that I wanted to get. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's call it a day then. I think it was a pretty good show. It was definitely interesting topics, and it's good to. I'll tell you what. I bet you there's nobody else that does what we do. We seem
I think we're unique, Mike.
Yes, we are. I think it's fun that we do these topics that we do because it's kind of like, I don't know. It's not stuff you can turn on the news and you're going to have, you know. Some of the stuff you'll see on the news, but 90% of the people that look at you probably want to drink after dating me. No, I'm drunk when I dated you. No, but yeah, I mean the thing is that we truly do unique things. So I think I like the fact that we do that. So. All right.
And we go all over the map. Like.
Oh, we're all over the map. We got everything. You know, we talk about rock and roll. We talk about religion. We talk about We have The Chosen. We talk about rock and roll and heavy metal and just about everything in between. So it's a lot of fun. I hope to have some footage for you next week of the band, and that'll be fun. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. Talk to you next week. And as always, thank you so much for enjoying the show. And we'll be here, same bat time, same bat channel next week.
It's been a while.